You are listening to Hey Pal, What's New with John, Alex, and Greg. Hey Pal, What's New is a product of Sack of Sin Entertainment. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and all other social media platforms. Hey Pal, What's New can be found on Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and all other podcast locations. Or check us out at sackofsin.com or heypalwhatsnew.com. Warning, Hey Pal, What's New contains explicit content. John, Alex, and Greg are a pair of vulgar Gen Xers. If you are easily offended, please stop listening and go download a nice tame podcast like the Goop Podcast. You have been warned.
I had to make sure we share, 'cause sharing is caring. Hey, guys. It's us.
Yeah.
It's Hey Pal, What's New? I'm Greg. That's John Alex over there.
Am I?
And I still got this thing on my head. I don't know what this thing is.
It's probably Manny's.
Mandy's little man bun thing.
Or his testicle torture device or something.
Yeah, you know, it's a dick rig. Anyway.
Dick rig.
I hope y'all missed us. We're back. And like we always say, you know, hey, look, man, we had a lot of stuff going on. It was holiday stuff. You know, sometimes we like to take breaks. It's not like I got a freaking job or anything.
I went away.
We did. We're going to get into that with the Hey Pal, What's New stuff. We're going to do it. So we're back, and we're better than ever. And we're here to give you some sweet content, man. We're going to find out what was going on with
Sweet
freaking
content?
Dave Filoni over here.
Dave Filoni?
You got the Dave Filoni hat on.
Is that what it is? My little hat?
Look, pull up Dave Filoni on the Twitterverse or whatever, the threads or whatever's new out there. You got your threads, everybody?
How do you spell Dave Filoni?
Dave, Filon. There he is right there.
Oh, God.
Look at his hat.
Oh
Come
my
on, that's you.
I need more tchotchkes on my hat, though. He's got a lot of tchotchkes.
He does have little tchotchkes. He's always wearing that hat.
I love my hat, man. I'm sorry.
No, that's great. So let's get into the whole...
We went down to Myrtle Beach to visit my mother, who lives in Myrtle Beach, and there's this store called Carolina Hat Company, and like 3 years ago, they had the official replica Indiana Jones hat there.
Oh.
And they didn't have it in my size. And I was like, oh, fuck. And they're like, it was like August. They're like, well, it's the end of the season. We'll be, scaling back, blah, blah, blah.
The movie just came out, so I'm sure a lot of people went for that.
No, this was 3 years ago.
Oh, this wasn't this recent trip.
No.
Okay.
Oh. So, let me turn up the volumes here.
Yeah. Test teeth. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I
4,
don't know
5,
why.
6.
I feel like my mic is very low.
This is my microphone. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Anywho, continue.
And like fucking every year I go back, I'm like, do you guys have that Indiana? Oh, no, we haven't got. Oh, no, they discontinued. Oh, no. And then I figured this summer with the movie coming out, I'd go back and they'd be like, oh, yeah, we got tons of them.
Yeah.
None. So I saw this one, and my kids were like, that one looks good on your dad. And I was like, yeah. My mom was like, I'll buy it for you for your birthday.
Do you have the problem that I have as far as like mega head?
I had to get the extra large.
Yeah, I think I'm like a 7 3/8. Like I'm a fucking, my melon is huge.
7 3/4. That's my hat size.
I think that's mine too.
Yeah.
Because I was always good for a gas station cap in my day.
Right.
We went on tour with the band. We toured the U.S. I got this like fluorescent orange hunter hat with a duck on it, and it was like I wore that thing through the whole tour. So I was always down for a gas station hat, but once I went fitted cap,
not only is my head like round big,
yeah,
it's tall big.
And then you have the problem like when you shave your head, it fits perfectly, but then when you start growing hair, it's just like, it's all over.
Yeah, I have those Peaky Blinders hats, and I never feel like they're like all the way on my head. And I'm like, fuck this hat.
Yeah,
Kate found ones that are like a baseball hat, so they're deeper.
Yeah.
So I have one of those, but
yeah, I haven't really been wearing hats anymore. But I always go with the fitted caps. But yeah, my head is like the size of a freaking watermelon. So
I feel sorry for your mother.
I should freaking push this freaking Gilroy head out. We don't have freaking 4 heads. We have like 8 heads. It's like a baker's dozen. But hey, look, it's still hanging on there. So
I also went to a Yankees game last Monday.
Yankees, how you doing?
They play in Baltimore.
Baltimore?
Yeah. They actually won that game, unlike last night's fucking murderous raping.
Well, they're not doing as bad as my boys, the Mets, man. Oh. My Mets are like 18 games out of first place.
I was at Buffalo Wild Wings picking up a takeout order, and I'm like, I look up and I'm like, oh, it's 9-0. Oh no! Now it's 12-0.
Oh jeez!
3-run home run.
Yeah, I mean New York. It's a tough to be a New York fan these days. Between the Mets and the Yankees. I mean the Mets are doing great, but we're not a sports show.
We got also because my wife knows some people. We'll keep quiet on that. But we got to go. They sent us to the game and they gave us dining passes for the Legends Club. Which is fucking like all you can eat. It's like crab legs, crab claws, shrimp, fucking sushi, the carving stations. It's like
wow.
And like I'm just fucking. There's a dessert bar, dude. Oh my god, my shit's the next day.
I was gonna say your turds must have been freaking. You were dropping hammers like all day long.
I could not. If I went 2 more days without eating, I think I'd be okay.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, how is... like I said, I'm a Mets fan, a suffering Mets fan since 2000. And I've never been to the Yankee Stadium, the new one. It's kind of like a mall with like a game going on inside, right?
I guess. I mean, we go get we go every now and then.
Yeah.
When Kate gets the tickets from the person she knows.
Mm-hmm.
And we go eat at the Legends Club. We get there at like 5:30. The game starts at 7. Around 6:45, we head on down to our seats. Kate always goes gets her like obligatory little Yankees hat, her new Yankees hat.
You gotta.
That's about it. We don't wander around. We don't browse all the other shit. I'm sure we probably could and find some fun stuff, but it's the whole family, so it's like I'm not gonna drag.
Well, it's fun though. I mean, like I said, I haven't been to the new Yankee Stadium. I love Citi Field. Citi Field is like a baseball stadium, as opposed to like, hey, here's a Michael Kors, and oh, by the way, there's a Yankee game going on. But hey, man, I'm a New York fan. I don't care if Yankees, Mets, Rangers, freaking, I'm a long-suffering Knicks fan.
All I know is it was free, so I'm good.
Dude, it's great. I mean, I would freaking anything is anything free is great.
Anything free is what is it? I think it was Brian Rizzuto used to say, anything free is good, but nothing good is ever free.
That's right. If it's free, it's for me.
That's right.
That's what he used to say. That's awesome, though. That's good. I did see your. Then the rain held out for you and everything, so you were good with that.
I guess because it's within the confines of New York City there, the fireworks didn't... I loved, like, boom, boom fireworks. There was none of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you did show a little bit of... Well, yeah, we can also talk about our 4th of July. Did you do anything nice? Did you, light a firework or anything? I mean, it sounded outside my house. My apartment was like fucking World War III. Good old Mayapack.
Streets of Mayapack.
That's right. There was a guy behind us, and he's like blasting freaking Whitney Houston's national anthem, and like it was a. I always feel bad for, like you said, you have the animals, so. I mean, the cats were just like, whatever, fuck you, But like, I went to take the garbage out, and it was like. It sounded like fucking Vietnam out there. It was like shooting stuff off, and
we're on a dead end street, so like at the end of the road, we have the neighbors on both sides of the street had their cars parked, and then they're blowing off fireworks in the middle. And my daughter Anastasia goes to come home from work. I was like, just be careful because they are lighting off fireworks at the end of the road, and you're not going to be able to get through. So take that turn slow. And she's like, what the fuck is with these fucking people?
People love blowing shit up on the 4th. And, then you get all the people, I have dogs and children and stuff, and you're good. It's like, I get it. At least they, with the curfew thing, at 10 o'clock, it's supposed to stop. And for the most part, it does. But, like, it's not even that. It's the 4th, and then, like, the month leading up to the 4th.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It was like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. It was
it's all those people who are like, I bought all these fireworks and I bought doubles so I could test them out beforehand.
Oh, yeah. And then I'm walking around like this, like, I don't know. I think I heard like 10,000 firework-related injuries this year.
I'm taking my hat off.
Yeah, do it. Do it.
Just
Pick
because
your nose and chew it. So, yeah, as far as like my week went, it was just a week. I've had my kids, which is great. They've been popping in and out, Calm down a little bit on the Violet Lift program. A little bit. I did have to take her to freaking Target before I came here, though, so it was like, oh, my God. Yeah, and then,
You should have brought her with you.
Nah, she went to her friend's house. Zoe is at my house now, so that's good.
Oh.
It's just revolving door of, like, you know how it is. It's the summer, so it's just like, can we come over? Can I bring, like, 8 of my friends? My poor mother's just like, wait, who are these people? I have mac and cheese I can make for them. And I'm just like, just don't. I mean, now,
They
you
don't
know,
want mac and cheese.
with my girl Manal there and our happy little home, she's freaking
Is
cooking.
Manal there right now?
Yes, she is home.
Why didn't you bring her?
She went to the gym, actually. She's getting swole. Because on Friday, you do legs. Because if you want your pecker shoved up her shitter on the side of it. Wow. There's a guy, we'll forward him over there. He just, every time she goes to the thing, I was like, go out there and get swole.
I've seen him.
Yeah, on Tuesday, we do arms. You know,
I've seen that guy.
Oh, he's awesome. And
I don't think he could ever make it through what he's saying without laughing, too.
No, because the cameraman he always talks about putting his thing into her butt, and it's always in a car. So it's like, if you want to put your pecker in her poop chute inside of a Chevy coupe, your arms better be swole or something like that. And it's like every time it's like, in your shitter, he goes.
If you want your dick whored in her Ford.
Yeah. He's a poet. He's a true poet.
Wow.
But yeah, that's just some of the things you see on the Instagrams and the Twitters.
On the grams. And we are on the threads.
We are on the threads, man. Hey, pal, what's new? It was easy peasy lemon squeezy to do that.
Migrate that shit over.
Fuck
Twitter.
Oh, just Twitter is a cesspool. It really is. And I think I was trying to remember the name of the group that's really big on Twitter. It was like Moms of something or
Moms
other.
of Mayapack?
It wasn't Moms of Mayapack. Close, though.
Moms of Peloton.
It was like some kind of like mom, like anti, like they're like Westboro Baptist Church of like, and they posted something on Threads of like, what's the one thing in your schools that you don't see anymore that you would like to see? And it was just like, normally it would be all these freaking lunatics like talking about, let's go Brandon kind of stuff and all this stuff. And all of it was just like, what's the thing that you see in schools now that you don't want to see? And all of them were just like, Nazi moms, you, like empty bookshelves, like stuff like that. So there is hope. There is hope out there on the threads. I'm hoping that it's a little bit better, but hey, free speech. What are you gonna do?
Well,
Yeah. So
I was getting swole. That's what she said.
Oh, she was getting. There's my girl. Yeah.
I see her. She keeps posting. I'm at the gym. I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Okay. We won't disclose what gym she's at, but she's at a gym.
Planet Fitness.
Yeah. No. We're talking about the Happy Meal. I'm gonna get that. You want me to have a Happy Meal tonight?
Oh, I'm intrigued.
It sounds like some white people shit. You want to do a cock stain?
Cock stain.
Clerks too, man. Come on. Anywho, we're getting back into the swing of things. It's all good. We're trying to calm ourselves down with the profanity, but
do we?
No. Who cares?
I care.
No, I do. Okay. Okay. Man, my eyesight.
NSYNC? She's hanging out with NSYNC?
I know, right? Yeah. Anywho. Yeah, so I think you have some NEW of the S there, sir, we should get into.
It's not a lot.
John, you got any news?
You know what's funny? Isn't that saying we're all gonna fucking die? Isn't that Jennifer Lawrence?
It is J-Law.
Oh, well, I saw that movie with her.
Ooh, we're gonna talk about that.
This is old news, but I had to mention it because it's, I don't know. There's a company, Futura Medica. They have a product called Eroxon.
Oh, we should hit the, even though it's not a naughty boy, we should probably put that. I just like to hear that theme.
What? This one?
No. The naughty boy one. Take his pecker.
What? I don't know which one you're talking about.
He's a naughty boy, remember?
No.
No, you don't?
Best in
Takes his pecker out. Anyway.
Oh, your song. Where did I fucking put that?
I don't know.
Someone pulled this pecker out, and now they're in a bind. Play with it.
He's a very naughty boy.
Play with it. Play with it.
Play with it. That's my favorite part. That
Well,
and
if you're gonna play with it.
someone's putting me hot. Ouch.
Well, Futura Medica's got a gel called Eroxon that's an over-the-counter topical medication for not my brother.
Eddie.
For erectile dysfunction.
Oh God.
Marketed only in the U.S.
All
It'll
right.
be a while before it hits shelves, but
Yeah, it's like the new.
it's going to be hard to find.
God damn it! You got me. Wow.
They'll have a soft opening, though.
Well, it's like we were talking about before we got on mic about it. It's like the new version of Maintain.
Yeah, Maintain.
Maintain, which was like that was not to make you stiff as a board. That was to
Keep you from coming.
prolong. Yeah. Which full disclosure,
Cocaine does the same thing.
if we want to tell a back in the day story, I don't know if you want to hit. I'm hitting you with all those. I'm going to get one of those things.
Oh, my God.
But that's okay. You don't have to play it.
I do got to play it. I just got to find out where it is.
Damn it, we're old.
Oh, boy, are we old.
So here we go. This could be an episode 69. But back in the day, I remember they had condoms with that stuff on it.
Okay.
So it had the stuff inside. So I had gotten one from somewhere, and I was with my girlfriend at the time, and I said, let me try it. I'll put this thing on. And so I put the thing on, and I used it. And, yeah, man, that shit works almost too good. Because I was standing smacking it as hard as I could, and I'm like, I don't feel it. I don't feel it anymore. Look, look at this. And it was just, it still kept at full attention, but oh man, that stuff like it numbs. Yeah. So, but this is more for the.
I can't get a boner.
You got to keep your pecker hard. This isn't
Well,
numb your pecker.
You know what works great for keeping you from coming too quick?
Cocaine.
Heroin.
Oh yeah, Paxil.
Do a
Paxil's
little-
a good one.
Oh, yeah, Paxil.
Paxil, you just can't freaking shoot ropes. It's just
Like,
nothing.
are you done? I'm never going to be done.
Yeah, let's just.
Baby, I'm on Paxil.
You've done those ones where you get whiskey dick. You're just like, I'm good. After an hour, freaking like carpet burns. You're like, I'm good.
I'm so chafed.
Yeah. So Erexon, it's called.
Eroxon.
Eroxon. Can't they come up with a name that's not like stiffy? Just fucking come on.
Well, they're doing better than the regular drug companies.
Yeah. I mean, hey, look, man. It's better than the back in the day. We were talking about. For ED, you had to put shots. Remember those?
Oh, God.
Before Viagra and for all that stuff. I mean, you're talking to a guy who used to work in the pharmaceutical industry for 15 plus years. Before the Viagras and the Cialises and all that stuff.
Needling your dick.
Yeah, it was a shot.
No, thank you.
Yeah. But come on. All right. So, if you have problems in that area, would you do the shot?
No.
No? You'd just be, Saggy Noodle Jones.
dude, I think about like they if you get prostate cancer, the radiation treatment is they put fucking radioactive seeds, these little freaking radioactive things, up through your taint.
Otherwise known as Spider-Man jizz.
They inject these things up into your prostate, up through your fucking taint
Sounds like a good time.
with a needle, and I'm like, you know what? I guess I'm dying of cancer.
Wow, you wouldn't do that, huh?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's like I've never had a what do they call that? The catheter. I've never had that. Thank
I've
God.
had that because I've had surgery.
Yikes!
Yikes.
Yikes!
We need that as a soundbite. Just the yikes.
Yikes!
Jennifer Garner will reprise her role of Elektra in the new Deadpool movie, and you had a great theory on this.
Yes, I've heard from different theories about like what Deadpool 3 is going to be. Now we all know that old Wolvie's going to be in it.
Yes.
And apparently, from reports, is that he's going to have the yellow suit.
Yes.
So they're going full yellow suit finally. Like in that movie,
Which
Wolverine.
really supports your theory.
Yes. My theory is that it's been going around. It's not just my theory. There's a lot of people that are talking about it. I think it's going to be, because they're talking about all these cameos of like Fox X-Men kind of people. My theory, and a lot of people's theory, not just mine,
And
is
this
that
little guy.
yeah, is that there's a run in the Deadpool comic of that Deadpool kills the X-Men.
Right.
I think they're going to do Deadpool kills the Fox Universe X-Men. And they're just going to go out, all these, because you're hearing about Jennifer Gardner, like they're pulling out. Like, how great would it be if it's like, Chris Evans as like the Human Torch when he was in that.
God.
Kill him. All the Fox X-Men, the Jennifer Gardners and the freaking,
and the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, all the Fantastic Four, all the freaking X-Men people, like the. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones, like
Michael Chiklis is the Thing again.
Yeah, like Halle Berry, and like both freaking Magnetos, both Professor Xavier's. Because the whole thing is like kind of multiverse travel. So I think it's going to be, and then Wolvie's going to be like, you ain't going to get me, or they might. But I think that's a perfect way to, if Marvel's talking about recasting the whole Marvel universe, the X-Men universe.
Oh, that'd be fucking
the Fox
amazing.
Stuff. It's like, here, definitive, get rid of it. I think it would be hysterical. And with those cameos, you could shoot those now. Because I think what I've been hearing, too, is that a lot of people are kind of like, whoa, Deadpool, they're shooting it now. And with the writer's strike, that's, they can't ad lib. No. Ryan Reynolds can't ad lib. But I was listening to The Big Thing on the way here, old Christian Harloff and those guys, Capes and Cows. Give a little plug to them, even though they got 3 gazillion people more than us. But they talked about that, people are worried about that. But Deadpool, he's got a mask. So you can always ADR that shit. You know that Ryan Reynolds and those guys are going to be like, okay, we're going to shoot it, but shoot a little extra footage after that because we might have to, once the writer's strike and all that is over, we can put that stuff back in. Because ADR you could do like, weeks before the release,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it sounds good. Like, there's a couple that have come out and they're just, I think that's a good thing. And I seriously think that we're going to start hearing some, I can't wait for those, behind-the-scenes shots of old Hugh Jackman. I want to see what he's looking like, but we got a year. So what else you got there, Sasquatch?
Really quick, let's go. Look, I guess Kevin Smith did a screening of the, the director's cut of Batman Forever.
Yes.
Is it the Schumacher cut or something like that?
Yeah, he said he had access to the director's cut of that,
There's talk of the original writer is on board with them releasing that cut.
Mm-hmm. Why not at this point, It's
got to be better than some of the shit we're getting in the theaters nowadays. We were talking about they're spending $300 million on fucking movies that are shit.
Yeah, we'll get all into that when we start talking about movies.
And they're not making it back.
These budgets are
Speaking of big budget movie,
shit.
Avatar: The Way of Water puts up massive streaming numbers, 2 billion minutes. So it's been watched 3 times.
Yeah, exactly. You can't put down Jimmy C. Not old JC. Hey, man. Where's that guy been? But yeah. Still haven't seen it. Still don't plan on seeing it. Well, I don't know.
There's some Star Wars news, but I'm not even going to go over it because it'll change by the time this fucking goes from being live to Spotify. So.
Yeah, exactly.
But I am very, very excited about this next. The Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon.
Yes.
That is coming to Netflix, not Disney. He's very excited about that because he has the freedom to do whatever he wants. For those who don't know, this is the movie he pitched, I guess, as a Star Wars standalone film, and they were like, yeah, it doesn't have any of our legacy characters or stuff in it, so no.
Yeah,
and it's going to be apparently a Magnificent Seven in space.
It sounds interesting. I'll always give Zack Snyder the benefit of the doubt. As much as I'm not like one of those crazy Zack Snyder people with the DCEU. I liked all his director's cut versions of it. I liked Army of the Dead that he put out on Netflix. Never saw that other one with the freaking. I
never watched either.
I think that became a flaming turd. Who wanted to see the freaking Safecracker?
Yeah, the preview.
Yeah,
I always say my problem with prequels is I can't get invested in a character that I know nothing's going to happen to them because I've seen the sequel. They're already in it. They're not going to die.
Yeah, very rare occasions, like as we always like to praise freaking Rogue One, which I did see again. Recently. We're going to get into the movie section. My boy saw a lot of new movies. I saw a lot of older movies.
Oh, well, let's get into it. Hold on. Let me turn off the news.
Yeah.
John, you got any news?
You did it again. Douche.
I saw the new Indiana Jones movie. And in case you haven't gotten sick of hearing it by now, did you know that Harrison Ford and I share a birthday? Thank you.
Yeah, somebody has a birthday coming up soon.
It was good. I'm blazing right past my birthday. My wife's giving me presents every single fucking day. She just gave me we're going to the casino next week for my birthday for bingo, because I love bingo.
I know.
So she got me, where'd my daubers go? She got me a whole box of like the bingo daubers and then a baggie of...
I think that's under your Filoni hat, but...
Of Lucky Trolls.
Yeah.
Remember the old school... She said she tried to get like an actual sized one.
Oh, those are cool. Like I said, when we were in high school, we used to put them on the pencils and then we'd put the Elmer's glue in their hair to make Liberty Mohawks.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Dial of Destiny was good.
Yeah.
It gives you a lot of fan service. It's an Indiana Jones movie. What I was originally pissed off about was the whole spoilers here for anybody who hasn't seen it.
Yeah, spoil it up.
Where the fuck is the spoiler? I'll go with this one.
Yeah, do that.
I was upset about the fucking time travel aspect, but then when I thought about it, I thought about all the other ones, and it was like...
Mm-hmm. What about
Raiders of the Lost Ark?
Yes.
With the fucking ghost and
the Ark of the Covenant.
The Ark of the Covenant, and then...
Galima.
Galima
will rule the world.
And then you even mentioned there was the drinking out of the cup of Christ and all that shit. So there's always been a mystical kind of thing to it.
Sure.
Which I think is where the space alien one kind of fell flat, because it's like, what the fuck
we
is
don't
that?
talk. We don't talk about Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
No, Crystal what?
Although I've heard like it's well, I want to hear your take on the Dial of Destiny, but yeah, I've been watching the old ones.
I enjoyed it. I like, when thinking about it afterwards, I liked it a lot more. It's everything you want from an Indiana Jones movie, I feel. I just don't think they needed to spend as much money as they did on it.
Yeah, and that's the thing we were talking about before we got on mic is all these inflated budgets of these movies. Like Indiana Jones, right? There's a certain, element, like you said, mystical element to it. You want to do that. $300 million to make that movie, and that's not with marketing. That's like the budget. $300 million for that movie.
$1 million.
$1 million. And for what?
Beats the fuck out of me.
What is it up now? I think it's like maybe $70 million. It's made on the first week. I know it didn't crack 100. I mean,
I don't know where to find the box office information.
So they're going to have to, at least to break even on this movie, it's got to make $500 million, right?
Oh, yeah.
Ain't no way this movie's going to make $500 million. There's no way. Yeah, last weekend
60. So far this week, 5.
Yeah.
So we're at 65.
So barely 70, right?
Oh, that's latest dailies.
Yeah.
So it was 60 last week. Who knows what this week it's...
And what they're talking is that
18 on Sunday, 11 on Monday, 14 on Tuesday, 5 on Wednesday, and then Thursday.
Well, they're talking about what's the other movie that's out this week that's they're talking about, like, it might beat freaking, Indiana Jones. And it's like, we were talking about it before, it's just not only do you have these ridiculous budgets. Like, you don't need to spend $300 million on a fucking Indiana Jones movie. I mean, you could make it for a tight $100 million, if that. We were talking about other movies like Deadpool 3. The first Deadpool, I believe, was like not over 100.
No,
it's an R-rated one, and it made freaking It made like $800 million.
We got Insidious this week. Joyride.
Yeah. I think Insidious is the one that's going to be like, and it's like Insidious is going to freaking on the second week. I mean,
and isn't that the 5th Insidious movie?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
The Red Door.
Yeah. Well, it's got Patty Wilson.
I prefer the Green Door.
Yeah. Oh, I do too. Yeah,
that's
all
a
these
porn
movies
for
that
those
are coming
who don't
out,
know.
Yeah, exactly. Look it up, kids.
All these movies that are coming out are spending so much money.
Yeah, and they're not making budget because it's like every week they're putting out blockbuster after blockbuster after blockbuster. It used to be like you had one tentpole blockbuster film a month.
Yeah.
A month. Now it's every week. And the quality of these movies, the story, the plots, like all of it is just... They're just like, yeah, okay, we're following the formula. They're saying, okay, in the past, with the Marvel movies, phase 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we spent 200, we made $1 billion. Okay, just keep doing them for 200, no matter. And they're just churning out shit, as evidence of like the last DC movies, like Flash, which I loved. That's got no love. I think it's like $150 million at this point.
Well, because I mean, we talked about it before. I feel like it's because the diehard people who really want to see it are going to rush out and see it.
Mm-hmm.
That's your first weekend. After that, all your casual fans, they're just going to be like, give me 2 more weeks. It'll be out on streaming. I'll watch it then.
Yeah, and in certain, like we talked about it in past episodes, it's like certain movies, I saw on, Peacock or like Paramount or stuff like that, like Evil Dead Rise. I'm like, all right, I'll have to go see it in the theater. I'll save my money for the big budget tentpole movies that I really want to see. But even like this, like I'm at the point of fatigue now. Like, Indiana Jones. I'm a huge Indiana. I watched all the, I forget. I think it's like HBO or something like that. Probably HBO because I think it's it's a Disney thing. So, Stars. That's what.
Stars.
They've been showing all the other 4 indie movies like constantly, and I've been going through and I've seen Temple of Doom obviously 100 billion times, and not as good as I used to like it. Very dark though. It's a dark movie, and I think that was somebody was saying that was the one movie that instigated the PG-13 rating because they're like kids are going to freaking Indiana Jones and like eating monkey brains and skulls and all kinds of ripping hearts out of chests. Oh. I remember seeing that as a kid. And I was like, God damn. Raiders too, like all that stuff. Like, I don't know where I was getting with it, but like, yeah, like you would think, being a huge Indiana Jones fan or a Raiders fan, I'm like, I'm gonna go see this the second it came out. It's been out. I'm like, maybe I'll go. It didn't get great reviews at Sundance, and I think that's what killed it too.
Yes.
Because a lot of people were like, it had a lot of hype until it got shown at Sundance, and it got reviews. So I'm not going to go and spend, $20 on a ticket, another $20 on food, $30 on food to go see a subpar movie.
Yes.
As much as I love that stuff. So, but you said it was good.
I very much liked it. I mean, it's an Indiana Jones movie.
But all those movies, like The Flash, when we went to see The Flash, it's like, it was good.
Yeah.
It wasn't like amazing.
I mean, I'll probably rewatch it again at some point when it comes out on streaming, just because it's Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to see it. It's not like I'm like, screw that movie, I don't want to see it. But like, I'm not rushing out to these movies.
You want some quality shit. The other 2 movies I watched.
Yeah.
Joyride.
Look,
it was funny. It was super raunchy. For those of you who don't know, that's the movie where the 2 girls are Asian and they're Chinese, I guess, and grow up in this together in the neighborhood where like they're the only 2 Chinese kids, and one of them becomes a lawyer and has to go to China for a business thing and brings her friend with her, and it's like this whole let's go find your birth mother and all this other shit.
Yeah.
It was, it's one of those like raunchy summer movies. That's what it is.
And that's, kind of that stuff is what's missing.
Yeah.
And
devil
like you
vag.
said,
That's what you need. You need a good devil vag.
Yeah. I know, you showed me that clip.
Or naked Jennifer Lawrence beating someone up on a beach.
Yes, we'll get to that. Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy.
That's the only thing I heard about that movie. But at the same time, the Joyride, you showed me that clip, I was dying.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, wow, they really went for it.
They went for it.
And that's what's kind of missing is those like raunchy R-rated comedies.
Judd Apatow used to make a lot of good raunchy comedies, and like I don't know what happened.
He definitely started to bring that back, and it's all these as much as I love them. I mean, don't get me wrong, I am a freaking shill for all this crap, but like the DC, Marvel, all those comic book movies, but like, yeah, there's something missing about, a good raunchy, Judd Apatow was got it kicking, but now it's like, it's all that. And like Joyride, I'll see it when it streams. I'm not going to run to the theater.
Well, same thing with the other movie I watched, which was the new Jennifer Lawrence movie, No Hard Feelings.
Yeah.
It's like, this is really getting fucking annoying.
Yeah, do it.
Anyway, it's just the same old story. Girl gets paid to date guy or gets dared in a bet to like get the guy or get the girl, and then starts to have feelings, whether it's friendship feelings or romantic feelings, and then they find out, which ruins everything, and blah, blah, blah. It's the same story.
It's Can't Buy Me Love.
Can't Buy Me Love, 10 Things I Hate About You, Taming of the Shrew. I mean, come on. We can go on forever.
Yeah, it's tough to find original, thoughts these days. I mean, they're out there. It's just people aren't searching them,
The Jennifer Lawrence, look, if you're into those, like, rom-com / whatever type films,
Yeah.
then go for it.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, you get to see her full frontal fighting people naked. So,
on a beach.
You got my money right there.
Hells to the yeah.
Good old J-Law.
What movies did you see?
We were talking about it before. I haven't seen any new movies yet, but because being unemployed at the moment, and my girl Manal living with me, and also off for the whole summer, we've been watching a lot of TV.
Oh boy!
And I always look for like something to put on, just like whatever. And a bunch of movies have come out. There's 2 movies and it's, what's so fun about dating someone who hasn't seen a lot of movies or is younger and hasn't seen a lot of these things. Movies have been coming on lately that I've just been like, oh my God, this is on. And she's like, what are you talking about? Like, case in point, The Last Boy Scout I watched. You all remember that movie? Let's talk about the Dial of Destiny. Go back in the time machine, right? Last Boy Scout. Old Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans.
Oh.
It was a lot of F-bombs and, one-liners and stuff like that. But Halle Berry was a stripper. And I'm like,
Halle Berry was a stripper?
She was a stripper in that. She gets killed like 5 minutes into it.
Shit.
Spoiler alert on a 30-year-old movie, but But like, I forgot. It's classic Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
And I just remember loving that movie when it came out, and I think it was like 80s. I want to say 90s. And it was great because I'm like, oh, The Last Boy Scout's on him, and I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I was like, oh, you have to watch this. So, we watched that. So I recommend going to check that movie out. It's an underrated.
Does it hold up over time?
Oh yeah. If you love Bruce Willis just making that face, kind of like the John Bernthal or like the tilt of the neck kind of badass Bruce Willis, and a lot of cursing, a lot of shooting, and a lot of tomfoolery. It's an underrated
shenanigans.
Classic.
I would say shenanigans.
I would say shenanigans ensue on that one. And the other one that I watched, which brought me back, I think we just watched it today, actually, is New Jack City.
Oh, I need some New Jack.
I need some New Jack cops for the New Jack thing.
I was the prom queen of Jefferson High School. Bitch, give me my turkey.
Yeah, dude, that movie, it was one of those movies I told my buddy here about when I was in college back in the old 90s, in the early 90s, where
you were so old.
Back in the days when I was young.
God damn it, we're old.
We were talking about like living in the college dorm with no internet, kids, no phones, no cable. So you had your TV, and people would pass around VHS tapes, and you'd watch the same movies over and over and over and over again. One of those movies was New Jack City. Holy crap, that is such a quotable movie. Just between like, I want to shoot you so bad, my dick is hard. You better step off, Grandpa. Like that. And we always watched it in our dorm because they talk about Wesley Snipes, freaking Ice-T, a really young Ice-T, young Judd Nelson.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock playing Pookie? Come on.
Pookie crackhead. With the ashy lips.
Oh, those teeth. Oh, my God. Those teeth they made when he was a crackhead. And then he comes out of rehab. Perfect white teeth. You're like, I guess they did dental work on him back then. But it was just you got some skim milk in them titties? It's like, there's so many quotes in it. And I'm cackling and laughing and just doing all these quotes. And Manal must have been like, what the hell? And I had to explain to her. I'm like, I've seen this movie literally hundreds of times. Yeah. If I was you, I've been looking for the pimples on a booty. There's one where they take over the building. There's like this apartment building.
Carter.
They take over the Carter. That building looked exactly like my dorm in college. So we used to call Fairfield Hall in WestCon the Carter. Like, yo, you going to the Carter tonight? Because it was like, in WestCon, I'm sure it's way different now. I mean, I went in the early 90s, right? all the different dorms, they had nice dorms. They had like condo kind of looking dorms. They had ones that were like almost high rises. Where I went to Litchfield Hall,
No.
it was the Carter building.
It
was
was
like,
not.
I mean, people pissing in the corners of the hallway, puking in the sink, like just dirty and nasty, but so much fun. All the people that I went to school there, it was just, we had a blast. So yeah, we ventured down New Jack City, and oh my God, so many quotes in that movie, man. I could just watch that movie over and over again. Gigantor. That one moment. Yeah. So the only movies I watched were old ones. But I know TV. We get into TV. We had a lot of stuff that we watched.
Before we get into TV, let me just see something. I want to. Do we ever? We'll be right back.
No, we don't. I don't think so.
All right.
You could just be. You could put on the. We'll be online shortly, but
Okay.
you gonna play that promo.
I'm just gonna play this promo that I got, and we'll be right back.
Saturday, August 12th at 2 p.m., Lake Purdy's, New York, Sack of Sin Entertainment and WXAX present Sack of Sin Showcase Number 2. This is an outdoor event as well as having free admission, with bands performing The Critically Ashamed, Cardboard Dream House, 49 Feet High, and more to be announced, with WXAX personnel, food trucks, and more. That's right, Saturday, August 12th, 2 p.m., Lake Purdy's, New York, Sack of Sin Showcase Number 2. Free! For more information, go to sackofsin.com/SOSS2. That's sackofsin.com/SOSS2. WXAX, the rock and metal juggernaut.
Yeah, you hear that? We got a sponsor.
Okay, I had to turn the AC on for a little bit because it's getting a little toasty down here.
Oh my God, I'm dripping like a fat kid in a carnival, but it's okay. Oh my God, yeah, I didn't even talk about when I played a gig this weekend. It was for
Jimmy's new leg.
No. This is for Gary's kid. They had like a graduation party and we played.
Oh, cool.
I sweat through 2 shirts. It was so hot. But anyway, yeah, man. SOSS2. Thanks to our pals at WXAX Radio, they're going to be co-signing. They're going to be co-signing my new car. No,
My new motorhome because I got to move out.
Yeah, that's right. I'll be living in a trailer down by the river. SOSS2, man. Saturday, August 12th. It's going to be Sack of Sin Entertainment and WXAX. They're help sponsoring this show. It's going to be a banger, man. Talk about that thing we did on the weekend. That was at the place that we're going to have SOSS2. And, yeah, man, it's a big field. It's going to be a banger, dude. We're going to, bring BYOB, bring your own freaking prostitutes.
Bring your own boobs?
Yeah, get a blanket out, hump your neighbor's dog, watch a bunch of really cool bands. It's going to be awesome. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that. We'll definitely have it on the audio version on Spotify. We'll have that as the big promo. And thanks to Jim and those guys at WXAX, man. They're freaking killing it over there. So, yeah. That was a good little thing in there. So now we can talk about television shows. How do you want to do it?
Well, I watched one new show that I really want to talk about.
Okay.
Hijack. So Idris Elba.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like Idris Elba is one of those hit or miss when you watch it, something that he's in. Either he is fucking amazing or he's like...
I think he's a great actor. He's trying to deal with the shit that he's given.
Oh, yeah. He's some guy on a plane. It gets hijacked. I guess he's... I don't know if they really tell you that. It seems like he's a hostage negotiator kind of guy.
Okay.
And the plane's being hijacked, and it's done in real time, apparently. Kind of like 24.
Oh, and this is a TV show, then?
Yes.
Huh, okay.
It's on appleTV.
Yeah, I know.
You don't have still.
I know. I am this weekend, I think. We got a big date going to Brooklyn tomorrow, but...
what are you going to Brooklyn for?
I'm going to Brooklyn and hang out with my girl's friends and go to Hobra down in Brooklyn. Get
Don't
some
know.
tacos. Get some tacos down there with the girls.
I suggested they're 4 episodes in. It's pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kate
Yeah,
started watching it too. I haven't really talked to her about how she feels about it. She did start watching it. I mean, with anything, I have to get past like all the things I think are wrong with the show.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, all the little things. But I say watch it, give it a shot. I mean, Kate and I watched another show that I thought was just complete and total shit. So much so that I can't even remember the name of it. Gold Diggers. It's an Australian TV show.
She take my money when I'm in.
Kate laughs at me because she's like, "You'll fucking watch anything, won't you?" And I go,
You really
"Yeah,
will.
I will."
I will say that my bestie over here takes a bullet and watches a lot of crime. And where
Yeah.
I'm just like, I've watched the stuff that people tell me to watch.
So
anyway,
can we just really revisit Secret Invasion?
let's talk about Secret Invasion. We also have to talk about that American Gladiators.
Oh
doc.
my god! Let's go American Gladiators first.
You wanna do that first? Okay.
So I watched that. You watched it too, right?
Yes,
The unofficial story of the American Gladiators TV show.
Yeah, I mean, they had all the American Gladiators on it, interviewed them.
Oh yeah. Well, most of them.
Yeah, the ones that didn't jump off a
I
bridge
love
or something.
that. I love that. What is it? I forget what her name is. The one is it Ice? Is that her name? The one who's on got an OnlyFans.
Oh yeah. They're like, oh, what are you doing now? She's like, oh, I'm making a shit ton of money on OnlyFans. It's like, good on you.
And it's like, from what I understand, it's just people will pay a shit ton of money to see big muscular women's feet.
Oh yeah,
That's all she does. She's like, it's mostly feet stuff.
You got to get in the feet game, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, with my fungus toe.
Dude, there's
Someone
an
out there.
audience everywhere.
Well, that was the video on, not to digress too much, but on Reddit of a one of those like crazy fucking videos, and it's a guy recording out of the window of his car, and it's a guy in a pickup truck, and his girl's sitting there on her phone, and he's sitting there with her foot in his mouth, just like on her whole foot in his mouth.
To each their own. I mean, I enjoy a good foot rub and a petty, but oof, yeesh. But yeah, no, that documentary. Of course, it's a typical Netflix one where it's like 4 parts, 45, 50 minutes each. It's like just making a movie.
And I said, I was like, I think I messaged you. I just hate when they repeat shit, and I don't even mean they say the same thing over. They literally recorded something and then played it over in like 3 of the episodes, that same shot. And I'm like, can we cut out all this extra shit that you've already shown us?
Yeah, chances are, if you're on episode 3 of a 4-part thing, you've seen the other 2, right?
Yeah.
They act like previously on. It's like, no, I'm gonna sit down and watch all 4. I'm not gonna do one at a time. It's not like they're long episodes. But yeah, I really enjoy it. It brought me back. It brought me back to those
I didn't know all that shit about the first season, though, about how low budget the first season was.
Oh, yeah, it was like super low budget. Yeah, I don't remember that stuff either. I mean, I remember it when it was in its like prime,
And I didn't know they had a fucking tour where they went all across the country.
Even Sid and Marty Krofft had a tour. Which,
God.
oh my God, talk about, you want to have fun, kids? We used to have a videotape of a Sid and Marty Krofft, live tour. Smoke a shit ton of weed and watch that.
Challenge accepted.
You will love it.
Sid and Marty
Krofft. It was like a live concert. I don't know where we got it from, but it had like the Brady Bunch.
Oh, HR Puffin stuff. Oh.
Yeah. The HR Puffin stuff guys, and the Brady Bunch came out and sang songs, and the girls were like, wow. It was crazy. But man, we used to smoke a ton of weed and watch that show and giggle. Freaking HR Puffin stuff coming out with the magic flute and freaking witchy poo. And, man, the drugs were so good back then.
Didn't they even make an HR Puffin stuff horror movie?
I think they're talking about it. I don't know.
I
if
think they made it.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
I'll have to look that
we
up.
got freaking Blood and Honey, which I still haven't watched. It is ending up on everybody's worst list, so I'm like, maybe.
Look, if you watched American Gladiators, it's well worth the watch to just see all the shit that we knew had to be going. I mean, as an older person now, the shit they were doing behind the scenes, and they said it like, it's so good that we didn't have fucking the internet because we'd be fucked.
Oh yeah, between all the steroid use, because you got to figure like, for sports it's one thing. For entertainment, like WWE and all that stuff, there really is no like. It's not like UFC and sports and stuff like that. It's like they can juice up as much as they want, and they did.
Oh yeah,
a lot. Which everybody's just like clutching their pearls. Like, would you
Well, I love that
think
the one
was going to
I love-
happen?
I
That
love the
does
one
not
that-
physically happen to a gentleman.
and a lot of them were like, yeah, we did it. We used that or HGH.
Yeah.
And the one woman who was like, I didn't do any of it. I used this other thing. It's like, bitch, that's fucking steroids, okay?
Yeah, and they cracked down, especially back then with like WWF and that and all that stuff, because it's like it was like the Wild West, you know. But these people, yeah, they were talking about the early parts of American Gladiators and like, yeah, these freaking regular Joes are going on this show, and I don't even think that they win money. They don't even think they said anything.
If they made it through, like, they kind of advanced.
Yeah, they advanced to like champion. I don't know if they probably
That
did
one
get
woman
money.
won it like 5 times, and she said she's like got like $10,000 each time.
Yeah, so it wasn't like crazy, but like here's these everyday Joes, and they were like, it was like American Idol, like tons of millions of people wanted to be on American to basically go against these steroid freaking Hulks,
Right.
You know?
But those steroid Hulks said they had to play. It wasn't like they had like a week of rest. It was like we were filming like 10 episodes in 2 days, and we're just going against all these people. By the first time you do the freaking Tower of Power, whatever the fuck it was,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
like, oh, I was knocking your ass off, and then all of a sudden it was like, if you were like the third or fourth person, I was done by then.
Oh yeah, it was very very interesting. If you want to go back down memory lane, and it reminded me a
Peek
lot of
behind the
that.
curtain.
It reminded me a lot of that Class Action Park documentary.
Yes,
Because it was 80s. It was, all day glow and friggin' muscles and all kinds of, but like crazy. Didn't get too dark. It
No.
wasn't like dark, but like, yeah, it reminded you of like, oh my God, yeah, they did this stuff and the injuries that these people were having. And it was like they had no, like, that's what reminded me of the Class Action Park thing was that.
My favorite part of that whole thing, though, was the one guy who was like the worst contestant in history.
Oh, I'm trying
That
to
one
remember.
guy, he had all the fucked up teeth. He's like,
Oh, yeah.
how he. I just thought it was so fitting that he went from being on that show to fucking human smuggling and wound up in a Mexican jail.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, these guys, some of them are like,
No, but he wasn't. He was just a contestant on the show.
oh, that's right. Yeah, he was like what he was constantly on, and oh yeah.
He was the one who like elbowed the one guy in the face.
Oh yeah, and it's just, I mean,
They touted him as like the dirtiest contestant ever because he just played dirty on the show.
And why not? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
there's no rules with
But
that
the fact that
stupid
he wound
stuff.
up in a Mexican jail for smuggling,
Basically a drug mule.
a drug mule or a human smuggler, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Freaking bone smuggler.
Well, the only other thing, let's just really quickly talk about Secret Invasion. I had mentioned on the previous episode that I just wasn't that into it. And you had mentioned you can't watch it like it's like a superhero, superpowers, bang, bang, whatever. So I went back and gave the first 2 episodes a rewatch before I watched the third one, and then this week was the 4th one. I think we're at 4 now. So
we're at like 3 or 4, yeah.
and I watched it from the lens, like you said, of look at it as more of like a spy thriller.
Yeah, like a Jack Ryan or
Jack Ryan.
espionage kind of Clancy Brown shit.
Completely changes the way you watch it.
Yeah,
It really did.
as long as you're not expecting like a superhero to come in and punch somebody in the face, you're pretty good.
And they even addressed it because they're like, "Why don't you bring in the
Your friends.
your friends?" And he's like, "I don't know, I'm not. We're not there yet."
This is my battle. Yeah, and dude, who knew Nick Fury was banging a Skrull?
Oh,
Yeah.
Nick Fury's- well, you think about when Clint Barton was like, they're like, "Wait, you got a wife and kids?" And he's like, "Yeah, well, Nick helped me set this up." He basically set him up with the same thing he's got, like hiding his family so nobody knows he's got a family.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it reminded me of that old Rocky Horror ad-lib. It's like Captain Kirk got all the pussy, even if it was green.
Oh, damn.
Yo, Nick Fury be banging a Skrull. It's your brother Gator.
Oh, shit.
I do it. I do
do it.
because I'm a crackhead. Jungle Fever, everybody.
Jungle Fever, check it
Another
out.
old, yeah, definitely. It's your brother Gator.
Yes, Kat, it was funny if you're still watching.
Yes, well,
I don't know what movie she's like, great movie. It was funny, though.
I think that's when we were talking about New Jack City.
City,
Or
yeah.
something. Yeah.
I don't think you could seriously watch that show
Yeah, but
anymore.
Secret Invasion, getting back on track, it's good. It's definitely holding my interest.
Yeah.
And, but the whole Skrull thing is confusing as hell. It's just like, wait, he's a Skrull? Now everybody's got, like, YouTube theories of this person was
Rhodey's
a
a
Skrull.
Skrull.
Rhodey's a Skrull.
Rhodey's a Skrull. No, the last Boy Scout she's saying. Was,
Oh yeah, dude, that
it was funny.
Classic.
That Rhodey's a Skrull. That like there was that would explain the switch. There was someone who did a deep fucking dive.
I think Screen Crush did it. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the weird thing. But I love the premise of like, there's 1 million Skrulls on Earth right now in hiding. And they're just like, we're just buying our time. We're gonna make you guys, the humans, kill each other, and then we'll just take over.
You know who we need to get to the fucking bottom of this?
Who's this?
Roddy Piper. They live.
That's right.
He'll get to the bottom of it. Kate saying that show Gold Digger was funny. It was just so.
My money when I'm in need. Anyway,
it was just a really fucking weird show.
I can't think of saying Gold Digger without doing that song.
Gold Digger.
I ain't saying she's a gold digger, but she ain't playing with the broke, and we know them. Yeah, whatever. I did want to say I am still watching Dead City. Have you watched any of it?
I haven't watched any of it, but you know what I did?
What?
I've watched every one of the Screen Crush explanations of the episode, so I'm all caught up.
That's all you need to do. I introduced Manal today to Dead Meat, the Kill Count.
Yeah.
She was like, "What are you watching?" I'm like, "Oh, it's just." He just recaps the whole movie and just tells you all the cool shows you all the cool kills, and that's all you need. I love it. This is it's way, Oh, another thing that we watched was every Friday on July 4th. You know what I did? We watched all the Final Destination movies. They were on a marathon. I think we started with 3, because 2 was over, and I was like, "Damn."
I watched Independence Day, so fuck you.
Yeah, whatever.
Not the sequel, though.
Welcome to Earth. Anyway, yeah, Dead City. It's better than Fear. It's getting a little, but it's not a series. It's not going to be season 2, season 10.
It's a one-off.
It's a one-off, So give it. I mean, if you like Neganisms, like I said, he pops in his old Neganisms and stuff. But Maggie's still like, I'm better than you, and
you killed my husband.
And the Croat was a crazy guy. You do get an appearance of oh God, what's his name? Negan's right-hand man, Stephen Ogg. What was his name in that? They do a flashback with him in it. You're like, yeah! Stephen Ogg rocking it. But yeah, check that out. Dead City. I'll give you my overall thoughts. I think we'll probably not talk about it until the end.
Yeah.
And just to kind of give a recap of it, because you're not watching it. And every episode's like, yeah, Negan says something funny, and Maggie's still a bitch.
Watch the musician from the big rock band. Now he just looks like a big fat ham. It's time for Greg's Music News.
Yeah. Talking about music news, really the only news that I saw and that was music related was we always go back to Motley Crue. Why, guys?
Why?
They did a club show.
That's why I'm glad that fucking... anyway, go ahead.
Well, Mick Mars, the original guitar player, is out. Now they got John Five.
We talked about that.
Yeah. Mick is basically saying, look, if I never talk to these guys again, who cares? Like, yeah. I'm going on with my life. These guys... And they're talking about doing another tour in 2024. You're like, okay, whatever. But they recently played a club show in London, which I thought was interesting because... The internet is a boom in the metal community about backing tracks and how, Vince's voice is horrible. And not only were they saying I was like, look, if that's freaking backing tracks, I mean, you better fire the guy because he still sounds like shit.
Yeah.
But they've been accused of backing tracks, even on the bass. Like even Mick Mars is like, Dickie Six hasn't played the bass on stage in years, and you're like, come on, really? And the drum triggers and all that stuff. But they did play a thing, and they did a cover of Fight for Your Right to Party.
Ugh. Why?
At any band, Motley Crue is not good at covers. They just are not. They have... And they've never been... It's kind of like that whole thing about Van Halen, right? Everybody talks, David Lee Roth's voice was shit, blah, 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 blah. His voice was always shit.
Yeah. But
he was entertaining as fuck. Vince, on the other hand, I saw them once in the Mid-Hudson Civic Center. It was like their greatest hits tour. There was no frills. It was no freaking flying freaking drums. It was just the 4 of them. And they were great.
Okay.
But I even watched, there was something, that clip came on of them playing the US Festival, Shout at the Devil. Vince was horrible back then. So I don't know why everybody's,
shocked.
You vote on this shit with your wallet, right? You know when they'll go away? When you stop going to these stupid freaking shows.
Yeah.
So stop complaining about it and just, eat a dick. Anyway, that's my little rant on Motley Crue. But yeah, they played a place in London.
You know what's
cheesy?
You know what's funny? It reminds me. Kate and I were talking. Blake Whiskey Racing. Saw them last summer with Def Leppard and Poison, and it was so bad.
Yeah, I mean, just they're not. That's what you pay for, Like Def Leppard, sure, they're great. I like their older stuff, but yeah, I like a lot of their stuff. And Poison, Joan Jett was first on that bill, and you're like, really? She still freaking kills it.
Well, Kate, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
It reminded me because Kate and I were talking about concerts because we are probably going to go see. I missed the opportunity to get the reserved seats so we can get dinner beforehand at Daryl's house.
Yeah, I was going to go with you guys, but I'm actually going to be in Ocean City that weekend.
Okay. We talked about concerts we've gone to together, and I completely. You ever go to a concert and completely fucking forget you went to the concert?
Oh yeah. Kate
was telling me about it, and she's like, and I had to look it up. This concert we went to was the Beastie Boys Tibetan Freedom concert.
Yeah, I went with you to that.
Did you? We couldn't remember who. Kate said that. I forget who she said went with us. But that was Beastie Boys, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Bjork, Smashing Pumpkins, Rage Against the Machine, Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, and John Lee Hooker.
Really? Maybe did I go to a different one?
Yeah, we went.
I might have went to a different one because the one I went to, it had the two stages.
Yeah.
I don't remember Red Hot Chili Peppers. I remember. I mean, there were a lot of drugs and alcohol back then, kids. So figure it out.
Well, for me, this was when Kate and I were together, so there wasn't any drugs and alcohol.
Well, there you go. So I'm talking about myself.
Did you come with us to the Enid Festival where we saw Porno for Pyros?
No, I never saw them. I did remember seeing that it was Beastie Boys, Blur, Pavement, Bjork, Alanis Morissette.
That might have been one of the Lollapaloozas.
No, it was Tibetan Freedom. So maybe, I don't know, man. I'll have to look that up.
I'm going to have to look it up. But because I'm
things were a little fuzzy for old Greg back then.
Because she was like, don't you remember when Beastie Boys came on? Because she fucking loves the Beastie Boys.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
like, you let me get up on your back for the whole Beastie Boys show. I was like, okay.
Wow, maybe you got hit in the head or something like that.
Yeah.
There's a few where it's just like, oh, I don't remember. It's like, oh, wait, yeah, I did see Beck. Oh, yeah, I did see Nick Cave in the Bad Seeds. Or, like, stuff like that because they were all lumped. All those Lollapaloozas and those concerts back then,
the
Ozfest, they're all just kind of a blur because they were all we just went to them all.
Yep.
Yeah, and I
showed up
so
with,
many bands.
saline solution bottles filled with vodka.
Of course, yeah.
And Walter,
August, wearing a leather jacket and a ministry shirt. The son, already drunk.
Psycho. So what other new music we got?
I mean, there's a ton of music that came out probably since the last time we... and I put a lot of these guys on the Spotify playlist. So, if you guys are sleeping on that, the Hey Pal, What's New 2023 playlist, follow that. And any of these songs that you want to listen to, they're going to be on there. So... want to definitely give a shout out to a couple of the Sack of Sin talent roster people there. 49 Feet High, who will be playing SOSS2.
Sexy.
Yeah, they re-recorded one of their songs called Speak, which just came out, and that's on the playlist. Really good stuff, man. I mean, they're just like a straightforward kind of rock band. They're really, really good. And the other Sack of Sin talent guy, Dimitri Wild, put out another single. It's called New York Stones. His stuff is just really, really cool, too. It's different. It's very New York City kind of, I don't want to say folky, but like, I don't even know how to describe it. You definitely got to check it out. Those are two guys which are on the Sack of Sin talent roster. If you guys are interested, like I said, SOSS2. You can definitely see 49 Feet High along with a bunch of the other bands. We'll do a little lightning round here on some of these other songs. We talk about Mammoth, which I've seen before. That's Eddie Van Halen's kid there, Wolfie. He put out another single now. He's put singles out. He's got a new album come out in August. This one's called Take a Bow. It's the best song he's released so far. It's
Okay.
really good. And the solo it came out that he recorded the song because he plays everything on the song. He plays the drums, the bass. He does like a Foo Fighters thing, right? He did a solo on that song, and he played it. The solo that he played was on Eddie's old Frankenstein guitar.
Damn.
And just it sounds like you hear the solo, and you're like, "That's Eddie." Like he's really talented, man. And if you get a chance to watch his, everybody's like, Wolfgang. It's like it's that first Mammoth album and this new stuff, man. I mean, you go see him live too. I saw him open up for Guns N' Roses. He was phenomenal. This band is great. So Take a Bow. That's on the playlist. Another one on here real quick. Ghost, our friends. Like I know freaking Ghost. But they put out another single with Patrick Wilson, who was in that new Insidious movie. He's done all the Conjuring movies.
Right.
He directed this new Insidious one. They put out a song, Stay. It's a cover. I didn't recognize who the cover is, like the band and stuff, but that's on there if you want to check it out. Another quick one here is the Smoking Popes.
Oh,
you remember the Smoking Popes?
I do remember the Smoking Popes. I mean, I remember smoking other stuff, but
Yes, I remember smoking poles, but
zoinks.
Doink, 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 doink. No, Smoking Popes. They did a cover of "Don't You Want Me" by the Human League with another person, Sincere Engineer.
There was another band that used to do a cover that was really, really good.
Yeah, I wonder who that was.
Oh yeah, it was that band, the Brady Bastards.
Yes. Yeah, and Daryl used to sing the female part, which was always funny.
Oh.
He goes, "I'd still fuck you," and I'm like, "What?"
Because he would.
Yeah, he would, because he's a sweet boy like that. But yeah, they do a really good cover of it, which I was like, okay, cool. And then lastly, PJ Harvey has a new album out. Her stuff is always good. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, so I don't have my 2 cents on it. Rid of Me.
I'll take your penny on it.
Yeah, Rid of Me is one of my favorite albums by her, but I haven't listened to this new one yet. It's a little slow. It's the Billie Eilish syndrome. It's like, could you play a fucking up-tempo number? Just one? All her songs are like... She did Bad Guy. That was good. I'm like, can the bitch do an up-tempo number? And, stop with the freaking baggy clothes. Anyway, I digress. The only other ones I saw on there...
I don't know. I like the big and baggy clothes.
She reminds me very much of TLC.
Okay.
I don't want no scrubs. The only two that I have left on here is there's a band called Station. Local New York.
Like Station from the Bill and Ted movie? The two big aliens that go... No. Too obscure of a reference for you?
They have a new song
Station?
called...
I'm pulling it up.
We actually, Station, we had a new... they're a New York band. Like, it's really funny. We had interviewed them on one of my older podcasts, the Designated Driver podcast. They're a great band. I saw them at the Room, Vern's place. They have a new single called Over and Over. What I like about them is they're very... Jeez.
Do you remember them?
Station. Yeah, it could be them. No, these guys are freaking 80s metal freaking rockers. And they put out... But it's so funny when I interviewed them. Great guys, really good, talented musicians. They've played like M3 and all this stuff. They seriously, in their heads, think that they're not an 80s rock band. I'm like, dude, you're such an 80s rock band. I was like, you play a guitar.
Lean
that looks
into
like,
it.
Yeah, like they don't walk around with freaking spandex and all that shit, but they all have long hair. They look like they're straight out of the 80s. They're jeans and t-shirt band, but like the guitar player has a guitar that looks like George Lynch's. I'm like, dude, you're 80s. Embrace it. So they play a lot in the city. They play Arlene's Grocery. I put them on there. They have a great song, Over and Over. And then last, there's a new band that's out. A new super
totally
group,
new.
per se, I guess. It's a band called IAM. It's EYEAM. Just heard about them. It is the drummer and guitar player singer from Typo Negative, Kenny Hickey. Some bass dude. Unfortunately, I forget him. But Kenny sings a lot of. He sang a lot of the Typo stuff with Pete. Him and the drummer from Typo and Kirk Winstein from Down, who looks like this. If you've ever seen him, god damn. Let me tell you something, player. What's up, fool? I like to call, as Jamie Jocelyn will call him, the Riff Beast. The guy just freaking, he played in Down, he played in Crowbar. They have a new song out. They have an album coming out soon. Dreams Always Die with the sun. I'm not going to play all of it, but it's just, it's very... very typo kind of like friggin', if you ever see a picture of friggin' Kirk from Down, man, he's the best. He's the best interview, and he looks like this. Small little guy, plays his SG, freaking riffs for days, man. So hopefully I'll hear some more stuff from them. It's good stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the old music-a-roo on the newsy.
Well, one last thing.
Yeah.
New Taylor Swift. New T-Swifty.
New T-Swizzle?
Nah, she just re-released her old album, and I was telling you before, I feel bad for John Mayer. Because she's got that song, Dear John, that's about him.
Oh, we don't have to worry about John Mayer. He's playing with the Dead and Company. He's swinging that dick. He had his penis in many a celebrity. So
that's right.
T-Swizzle is only one. I'm sorry, girl. I love you. I love the T-Swizzle. I'm not a big fan, but she's cool. My daughter adores her.
So does mine.
She's great and all, but John was slinging it. So you ain't the only one. You can cry a river on and make millions and millions of albums on it. John's still out there.
That's right.
Waiting on a world to change. Slinging it.
All right.
Watch the musician from the big rock band. Now he just looks like a big fat ham. It's time for John's music.
Dude, we got another one in the books, man.
That's right, man.
Episode 81.
81. Getting close to the 100.
You know what else we're getting close to?
What's that?
What is it?
The grave?
Is it literally? We're getting close to the 2-year anniversary of this.
Wow. So yeah,
August.
man. Let me tell you, it's we love doing this and we love hanging out.
The highlight of my week.
It really is. So
when my wife lets me touch her boobies.
Yeah, boob time. Eat a little Happy Meal. Get out the crave case. Banana knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, I'll tell you later. Anyway, so. Yeah, we did it again. Like I said, we got big stuff coming up. SOSS 2.
August 12th, I believe.
August 12th, it's a Saturday.
Okay, that's a week before the Barry Manilow concert.
Yes. So, you can go to Barry Manilow and spend probably a piss ton of money, or you can go to SOSS 2, see a whole bunch of local bands, bring your own cooler and have a good time in the party. Donate to the bands, donate to the podcast, because, Greg's still looking for a job.
Oh, boy. And not a blowjob.
No. Yeah, pretty soon I'll be on the OnlyFans or the Feet fans and stuff like that because, brother's got to pay the bills. But anywho, that's a good prospect. I got some more interviews next week. So
all right, good.
We could talk about all that stuff off mic. But anyway, yeah, dude, thank you for subscribing. Like, share, comment. Buy some freaking merch. Donate to the podcast.
Check us out on Instagram Threads.
Yeah, OnlyFans. we are going to
get OnlyFans.
We will, and it'll just be people will be so disappointed when they turn it on. It'll just be like, "Hey guys, how you doing?"
Pictures of Greg's feet.
Yeah, exactly. I got a beautiful pedicure last week. That was one thing we didn't talk about. Yeah, it was the full spa treatment. So they love when I come in. Those ladies, they adore it. So
wait, hold on. The only thing I got from that
what
was the ladies love when you come in them.
That's right.